Now let's speak on this 5 million that he was talking about. First and foremost, Kid Austin had been locked into a deal with Oscar De La Hoya for a little while now. They didn't just sign with Oscar De La Hoya yesterday in Golden Boy Promotions. That's all I'm saying. And let's break down this $5 million, right? Kid Austin, as a contender, is not fighting once a year like a Ryan Garcia. Now, somebody might say, what does Ryan Garcia have to do with this, Manager Marty? Ryan Garcia has something to do with this because Ryan Garcia is also signed to Golden Boy Promotions. And Ryan Garcia, and we know this is all public record at this point, Ryan Garcia's purses are $1 million. And that's for pay-per-view broadcasts, competitions. You mean to tell me Golden Boy is paying Kid Austin the same amount that he's paying that he's paying Floyd Schofield Jr.? Absolutely not. The point that I'm making is Ryan Garcia has more popularity and sell way more tickets and pay-per-views than a Floyd Schofield Jr., aka Kid Austin. He's more proven, so he should get paid more. But Kid Austin is not proven. He's just a contender. In fact, if you break it down, Ryan Garcia can fight once a year and still receive a $1 million purse. You think Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya is paying Floyd Schofield Jr. $1 million for 5 years when he's only fighting one time a year? Absolutely not. At minimum, Floyd Schofield is actually going to fight maybe 2 or 3 times a year. He's still a contender. 2 times a year, at least. So that's really $500,000 per fight. If it's true, which is my next point, Floyd Sr., I challenge you to something because I know you listen to my podcast. And I know you do because you stole 2 of my talking points when you were talking about Snack and Shakur Stevenson. But I'm going to talk about that another time. The point that I'm making with you, Floyd Sr., because I know you're listening, and how else do we know that he listens to this podcast? It's because he threatened to sue me based off of something that he saw on this channel. Okay, now that we got that out the way, Floyd Sr., since you talking about money, since you talking about purses, since you're being extremely detailed with the actual numbers of $5 million of compensation for your son and you for 5 years from Golden Boy, show the paperwork. I'm challenging everybody that talks about purses. Show the paperwork. Hey, I don't care if you're a content creator. If you say that this particular fighter is going to make X amount of dollars, show the paperwork. That's my new challenge in 2025 and beyond. If you are a journalist or a reporter, I don't care if you Mike Coppinger, Dan Raphael, Michael Benson, Jake Donovan, I don't care who you are. If you talk about the fighters and you put their professional boxing contract obligations and their numbers that they're going to, quote unquote, be compensated for, show the paperwork. We don't go by hearsay on this channel because, as I quote, hearsay is heresy. Show the paperwork. So Floyd Schofield Sr., if your son is really signed to Golden Boy under a $5 million 5-year contract, show the paperwork. You notice how all these people keep talking about money, including Bill Haney and them too, but they never show it in black and white. Show the paperwork. That's my challenge. If you're going to talk about, if you're going to be very specific about the numbers, show the paperwork. See, people are going to say, nobody's allowed, nobody's obligated to show the language in their contract. But they stop speaking on it publicly then. Show the paperwork. I know I'm starting to trend on YouTube again, like I always do. You know, YouTubers don't talk like me, and I get it. But I'm in the business, so I know what the numbers are. I'm gonna let y'all keep lying. I know what the numbers are. You see? I know what the numbers are. Brian Norman Sr. does the same thing. I'm calling all of them out. You ain't gonna find this nowhere else. Hey, you ain't gonna find this nowhere else. That's why I'm glad you're here. Show the paperwork. If you're not gonna show the paperwork of the compensation you're gonna receive, then be quiet. Don't even speak on the purses. Because what you're doing is, let's say it is true, what you're doing is you're actually publicizing private information. So if you're gonna do that, I'm just saying verify it. That's all. Hey, verify the information. Since everybody want to be number one as the father, the trainer, and the manager in their sons' careers, put the paperwork out there. Yeah, show the paperwork.